My name's Akachi and I'm here to break down Off-White by NGeeYL featuring Lil Uzi Vert. I got into making beats really from just like, I used to listen to like a lot of EDM, and it was right around the time EDM was starting to turn into like, you know, hip hop trap influence, when people were starting to bring over those crossovers from like Lex Luger and Sonny, TM, Southside, people like that. I started watching like little tutorials, you know, got down the rabbit hole with like Lex Luger, cook up videos, Shawty Red, D Rich, people like that, and that's how it started. I had like a start. I was working in the underground with people like, you know, like Uno the Activist, Famous Dex, like people like that, like when that SoundCloud era was first starting, like Warhol, all my boys like that. But I was doing that in high school. I had like a little bit of success, but like not really anything crazy. And it really took like a while. I was really just reaching milestones, like getting like 1 million views here and there and shit like that. So, and then I got to college, and right around my junior year, like a couple years ago, it really started popping off. I started getting a couple like bigger records, and then here we are today. So like back in the day, like my first placement ever was with Soulja Boy. Like I used to send Soulja Boy beats, so I got like a couple records with Soulja Boy like back in the day. But I'd say like my first big placement, low-key could have been like Smoke Perp. Probably like that Smoke Perp, No Smoke. I made it with my boy NGeeYL, who did that with Big Head. He did that that Gucci Gang song. Back in the day, I was really just like, I was getting like email lists and stuff like that. But I feel like I got my most success from like, I built like a big network of producers. So like I built like a big network of people that I looked up to, and you know, I shopped with them and showed them love, and you know, like I tried to make the relationships like more than just like collabing in music. I'd collab with these people, they'd get big placements, and I'd be a part of the beat, and that got me like, you know, a lot of credit, and that got me a lot of notoriety like in the community and shit, and I feel like that brought me here today. Me and Chief Keef's relationship came about working because my boy Colorful Moolah, who's the designer, he like designed all this. He designs like all their art, like their creative direction, their videos. I had like hit him up like mad long ago because I wanted a glow man like everybody else, and I was like, bro, how much for a glow man? Like I want to get a glow man made for me, and he just sent back no. And so I was like, damn. And then I had done this song with my boy Crooks, who's another producer from back in the day, and we did a song with this guy Zeus, and Zeus played his song with me and Crooks in the studio with Moolah, and Moolah's like, oh shit, I like this. Who made the beat? Ended up being me. He reached back out to me. It was like, yo, send me some beats for Sosa. Started working, developing our relationship. You know, like I'd pull up on him, like, you know, spend money with him, like look out for him. He looked out for me, and then I eventually just like Sosa hit me up, just said, what's up, boy? Gave me the email. We just started working, and boom, there you go. That was probably like 2 years ago. Off-White came around because I've been sending, like before I had like the direct line to Uzi, I had been sending beats to DJ Plug. Shout out to my boy DJ Plug and Bobby Critical in Atlanta. Like they were some of the first like bigger producers to really with me. So they had me send them beats. I was like a part of their collective called Flex Gods. I would send them beats and they'd send them to Uzi. So I've really been like working with Uzi for like probably like 3 or 4 years, like with unreleased stuff. I sent the beat to Plug. Plug sent the beat to Uzi's phone. I guess NGeeYL and Uzi were in the studio and they pulled it up, and that ended up being the one. A lot of the times when I make beats like this, I start off with this sound out of contact. It just like has like a cool bounce to it. I usually drop in like some repetitive melody just to like catch a bounce for the beat. It has like a lot of texture to it just because like it has that like weird release to it. Second thing I added was another sound out of contact that I use a lot. It's called Sorry for the Delay. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact pattern, just with one extra note. Super simple, like repetitive pattern. I have this this thing called a Proteus 2000. It's like this old sound module. And my boy Weirdo, he gave me this. This is like his own Proteus he's had for years. It's like from the early 2000s, I'm pretty sure. But I use this for like some weird sounds. It has like really good weird sounds, and I like to use it. So I dropped in these right here. I like adding like weird sounds to my beats. I like to make them like very unique, ear candy shit that like, it might not be the highlight of the beat, but it's little shit that people hear that like makes them really like the song. I dropped in this one right here, which is like some kind of like string or something. These two sounds I added in too. Which I used to be kind of protective over, but at this point everybody uses these sounds because they watch my lives and stuff like that. So you already have these sounds, so f it. Last I added this. Just like some deep bass. just helps highlight the bounce. And then the melody all together. And it even has like those Proteus sounds are like a little off, so it even adds more to the bounce. Next thing I added, usually I start with hi-hats. So I added in some simple, just like, you know, straight hi-hats with like a little roll at the end, but nothing crazy, like pretty simple. So just like a simple pattern. Then I added this 808. Shout out to my boy Cello Ward, the GOAT, for making these drums. He's really a genius behind like a lot of the shit I'm doing now. So dropped in this clap right here. And I wanted to do the claps, like I could have just did them straight up, but I kind of like the bounce of like having the offset clap. Shout out to my boy D Rich too, like, you know, he's like a big pioneer doing shit like that. A lot of people thought the snares and the claps were off. They're not, it's on purpose. You just don't understand the bounce, but that's the reason I did it. Shout out to my boy D Rich. Dropped in the snare on top of that. And then last thing I usually do is I just add in like little perks, little ear candy, little chant. This chant that my boy Cello Ward gave me. Dropped in a triangle, just like a basic triangle. And then really at the end, the only other thing is this crash. So I put that right at the end, so it goes like this. Oh yeah, and one last thing. I don't even think the beat needs this, but I guess I put in at the time church bell. I guess I was just using church bells a lot because I was doing stuff for Sosa, and that's like what he wanted at the time, so. Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much it. It's like a pretty simple beat overall. Like, that's kind of what people are going for these days. It's all about the bounce and like just being a little different. And I think the synths and everything like that, you know, made it different and made it what it is. So I think I'm influenced by a lot of different producers. I'm obviously influenced by D Rich and Shotty Red. People say that all the time. TM88's a big influence. DJ Plug's a big influence. But then I think I also get like a big influence from like EDM, like dance music and stuff like that. I think that type of music like really like propels my my sound selection when I'm making like even like D Rich, Shotty Red type beats like this. Like I'm always like using like weirder sounds. I'm always trying to go for like when you hear the beat, it sounds like something you haven't really heard before. It sounds like nostalgic, but it's like different in a way, and I think that gives me my own sound. So I think it really just comes from the EDM and then the mix of the EDM and like the trap roots. I'm in this trying to build like a legacy and trying to build like, you know, a bigger brand just than like, you know, plaques are fire, bro. And there's a lot of people that, you know, are making way more money than I am right now, you know, getting bigger songs on the radio and shit like that. But I think at the end of the day, like I'm trying to go for a legacy and I'm trying to build like a new sound and inspire other people. So I think it's important to just remember like what you got into music for. If you got into music to chase money and chase, you know, like placements and chase plaques, then that's one thing. But I think one thing that I learned is like if you take the other route, you try to stay true to yourself and you don't really give a fuck about that, that would start chasing you. I don't look up to a lot of people that came in at chasing placements. So that's kind of like why I do what I do.
Make sure you check out the new ProducerGrind high-class drum kit. This drum kit comes with no recycle sounds. I'm talking about clear, crispy, quality drum sounds. It also comes with a $25 gift card. And then on top of that, it comes with an advanced drum mixing course. Want to know how to improve your drum bounce? If you want to know how to improve your drum mixing, or if you just want to overall make your drums hit, so make sure you go check that out.